Jobless behavior.
Hey, and welcome back to Jobless Behavior, where I have nothing better to do than to rant to you. And that's why we're gonna talk again today. Yeah, we're gonna talk again today. And today we're gonna talk about how my year has started. And I kind of have to say, it I don't know how to put it into words. It started shit, it started shit, right? Like, because, all of those things that I said I was going to do the first day, right? It was a Monday. Why did it have to be a Monday? But the first day, I just fucked up. Like, I literally just messed up. I didn't do anything. Like, I woke up, right? And I, had my normal routine, blah, blah, blah. But then, I don't know. I just didn't really get to do anything because I. Oh, my neck is raw. Like, because the thing is that I planned on like using a planner, right? Saying all that shit, right? And then getting these things done. But the thing is that yes, I had the planner, but since I had never used one, using one was quite the problem. I looked at it and I was like, how the fuck am I supposed to use this? Exactly. Like, I literally looked at the planner. I was like, how the heck am I supposed to be using this? I just wrote some things down and I was like, this is not fun. This is not aesthetically pleasing because I only like things that are really good and aesthetically pleasing to the eyes when I'm doing something like that. I kind of roll like this, right? And I was just like, nah, this is not working. This is not working. This is not working. So, what do you do when it isn't working? You watch a tutorial. And don't don't judge me for watching a tutorial on how to use a planner. Okay? Don't. Don't judge me at all, okay? Don't judge me. I didn't know how to really use it to make me enjoy it and to have fun, like, and to actually do these things and actually, put the stuff into the planner and actually, get that shit done, right? So don't you dare judge me, okay? But I watched the tutorial, right? And it helped. Okay, the tutorial actually helped. Okay, I realized, oh, there's actually so many more things you can do with a planner, right? You don't actually have to do like, you don't just write shit down, right? Like, you actually can do this different things from like tracking, habit tracking, from writing stuff down to using it as like a pseudo, I don't know what, man, like, just for other things that don't only have to do with like writing shit down. And for me, right, because I showed you last time, right, I'm using this planner. And yeah, by the way, I'm sitting this time because I don't know, I don't want my face to be like a couple of pixels on the screen. So that's why I'm sitting. Okay, and yes, I do have the same black hoodie, but washing machines exist, right? Um, so yeah, for me, what I decided to do after watching the nice tutorial, don't remember from where I got the tutorial again, but it was a nice tutorial. I decided to do this, right? Like, I like to take pictures, right? Okay, not really that much, but like, I like the idea of taking pictures. And I sometimes take some pictures and I decided to print them, right? I went to the store, got them printed, and as an example, if I can here, like pictures like these, right? And for example, this one, this one's fire. This one's hella fire, or this one, right? So pictures that I took, and I'm gonna use my planner as kind of a photo album, right? So like, it has a page, like a Saturday and Sunday page. Let me just show it, right? Like Saturday, Sunday. And that page will be used as like a photo spread, right? So like, that page is then gonna be used to put photos in there because I really like that and that seems very interesting to do. And I also personalize it, right? I also personalize it for the people that are gonna be listening to it only. I will explain. But I put my own pictures at the start and at the end of the planner. And if you're wondering where I got those pictures are actually just from my neighbors. Uh, my neighbors, the wife, she uh does like photography, and we've known each other for. I mean, she's known me since I was born, right? And she just was like, "Hey, can I take pictures of you? It's for like a thing that I have to do, like a mentorship, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I can," and I was down. And not gonna lie, you saw those pictures; they were fire. So getting a free photo shoot, I'll take that any day. But now that I had this planner, and even though my week didn't really start well and I literally didn't do shit, right? Did I actually do the things that I said I was gonna do? We will know in the Procrastination Radar. Hello and welcome to the Procrastination Radar. Now, to the question of things of like, did I do what I said I was gonna do last week? It's complicated, okay? What I mean with it is complicated, okay? I said I was gonna call the doctors, I was gonna make appointments so I can, go and, check if I'm still healthy, make sure that I'm still a well-oiled young lad. That I didn't have to say it like that. I did not have to say it like that. But yeah, why am I saying that it's complicated if we get the facts? I called one doctor. I called my dentist, and I happened to end up in the waiting room for like 10, 15 minutes, waiting on the phone, listening to the on hold music. That's not the music, but like just listening. I was chilling. I was like, yeah. And like every 2 minutes, it said like, please wait, somebody's gonna be there for you soon. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll wait. I can wait. But I was waiting, okay? And nobody came, okay? It was 15 minutes. Trust, 15 minutes, okay? I thought, hey, let's just, wait. Let's just wait. Like, I decided I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna actually get an appointment. Fuck that. Nobody answered. And I never called again for the rest of the week. So, do I call it a win? Do I say that I did what I did what I said that I was gonna do? I just confused myself. But did I complete the task of making an appointment? No. But did I finally pick up the phone and call? Yes. And I see that as a win. And I'm not going to put it again on the radar. There's not going to be a new radar this week because I sincerely just want to do this. I kind of just need to get this done. I need some appointments, man. And even on top of that, since I did injure my knee again, but that is something for the next story, right? That's for the next story, not for right now. But like, okay, it is what it is, right? It is what it freaking is. I didn't get an appointment, but I did call. So yeah, no, I still fucked up. But I called. So the radar is not adjourned. The radar is not adjourned. And for the second thing on the agenda, right? The second thing on the agenda was to go outside, right? Okay, going outside should be easy, right? And yes, I did. I actually went outside. Was it to study? Yes. Is that like a gray area where it doesn't really mean anything? Yeah. But even though it's a gray area, if I'm not mistaken, what I said last time was the things that don't count are uni, work, and football slash soccer, right? But going to the library to study in my hometown and not the town that my uni is in, I believe that actually counts as going outside on my own accord, and it has nothing to do with uni. Like, hear me out, okay? Like, hear me the heck out. Like, I believe me waking up that morning, even though I didn't want to go out, forcing my ass to actually go out, I think that has value, right? I do believe that has value. I might be waffling here, I might be speaking out my ass, but hey, in my eyes, I completed the task and I went the fuck out, okay? So that, for now, was the Procrastination Radar. Getting back to how my week was, I have something to say, right? I have something to say because, like, yes, my week didn't really start well, and yes, we all know the stuff about the procrastination stuff, but I kinda almost died. Nani? Yeah. Now, hear me out. The thing that happened was, right, I had to drive to work, right? Like, I have to drive to work, and we have like a really old car, right? This car really works on hopes and dreams, and I am so happy that it still works. I declare that it shall still work for multiple years because we're not going to buy a new one, right? But over here in Germany, suddenly, even though we didn't see any snow in December, suddenly, when January came, right? Suddenly, the snow was like, oh man, damn, I totally forgot. I totally forgot to show up. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, you didn't have White Christmas, but you're about to have a White January because I totally forgot to show up. Like, for real. So, the snow finally came. Sadly, it was on my work day. And before the snow got cleared and the street was, drivable, I had to drive to work in the snow for the first time. Mind you, I've only been driving for a little bit over a year. So the first thing I did in my first corner was almost swerve into not a wall, but almost swerve out of the whole lane. I thought I was going slow. Like I was going like 30, driving. And then I was like, okay, because obviously I check my mirrors, I check my side, right? Okay, let's go. Gee, what the fuck? It wasn't even me. It just happened. I was like, it just went. Like I literally just went. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't have no explanation. But after that, I was driving at fucking ass slow. I did not care who was behind me. It could have been anybody. Okay, I do not care. I was gonna drive slow and drive safe. But that wasn't actually the real quote unquote me dying. Okay. That came shortly after, yet again, mind you, I've only been driving for a little bit over a year. So the thing is, this car that we have, it's old, like I said, right? And the lights are dim. Like one light even turned off when we tried to go to like a Lecrae concert in the Netherlands, and we got stopped by police, and we were scared because it was like 3 black people being stopped in the country that it was not theirs. But that's a totally different story that I might tell someday. But the thing is that those lights are so dim that in winter you can't see shit. So I was driving. Like I had to go to football practice, right? So I was driving. Every single time there were like no street lights because there's just points where for some reason there are just no street lights, right? I had to slow down, put on the lights that go further and like flash them occasionally because other drivers would come. But those drivers, their lights were so bright that they were just gonna blind me, which was beautiful. Thank you for blinding me with your bright lights while I am walking around with dimmer lights. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, ain't it, right? I was driving. A couple of times I almost left my lane because I couldn't see my lane. But then came like one part, right? You have cars from another road coming onto my road, and you got my road, right? Now the thing is, to go straight, I have to cross to the right. For them to go to the left, they have to come onto my lane. But the thing is, I totally forgot the fact that I would have to go on their lane because I was like, oh no, they're just merging onto mine. No, I had to merge onto theirs. I didn't see that early enough. So I was driving. It was dark. It was like la 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 la, la 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 la, and suddenly I was like, wait a second, I can't keep going straight, otherwise I'm just gonna run into a wall. So I looked to my side, I trafficated. I was like, please, somebody let me in. The guy was nice, he at least let me in, but like I didn't realize it at first. So I tried to like brake so I can merge behind him, but he was braking so I can merge before him. So like almost crashed into the guy, but I realized fast enough that he wanted me to merge in front of him. So I sped up again to merge in front of him, and I almost like barely like went past the divider, and that was not really a great experience. And then the first thing I did was text my brother and tell him that we need to change the lights. And even though I do not like it, even though he doesn't like it, even though my sister don't like it, my other sister got a car anyways for herself, so she's lucky. But we other 3 siblings don't got cars, so we only have one. But we didn't want to pay that money, but we're gonna have to change the lights, otherwise I'm gonna die. And the worst part, right, is that afterwards, after practice, I had to drive back home. It's even darker. It's even darker. Okay, it's like even darker. But now I had an injury. I had a knee injury. Why? Yet again, my knees be clacking, like I said, but I still play football/soccer, which is my own freaking fault. So I got injured again. Obviously, who would have thought? But because of that, I was driving like that in the rain because for some reason, when it rains, it really pours. It really makes sense. When it rains, it pours, and it was pouring down. It was pouring down. I don't know which angel was crying, but bro, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Why the heck did you cry today? So that was that, and I was happy that I made it home safe, and I finally got to enjoy some stuff because talking about enjoyment, I was able to watch a Valorant cinematic. I know, blissful transition, blissful transition. No, but I watched the Valorant cinematic, and not gonna lie, Riot is cooking. Riot is, at this point, not gonna lie, this whole meme of them being, media company as in like movies and music and shit like that, and not a game company is quite true because the games are just toxic and sometimes some patches are hella shit. But their cinematics, their series, their music is fire 99% of the time, except for that one cinematic that we do not speak about. It's just like the Hulk movie. I mean, I don't even know what Hulk movie I'm talking about. That doesn't even exist. But it's just like that cinematic was like a I don't know where to even start. Like TLDR, we had three cinematics, right? The first one was Ego, right? Why we fight. Then the second one was like an epilogue of Ego, why we fight. And now the third one, right? The third cinematic was Why We Fight Back. And that was from a megahertz, what you call it again, perspective, right? That was from a megahertz perspective. And I loved that cinematic. Like this cinematic was gritty, was dark, had Chamber and Viper Lincoln, which surprised me because not gonna lie, I have not been tapped into Valorant at all. But hey, it is what it is, and not gonna lie, I can't really say anything else, but it was fire, and I really don't see anything bad with them being together. And a lot of people on Twitter were also just raving. Like they were very happy. They were very happy about this happening. But like the thing about this, right, is where is the Valorant series? Because you cannot make cinematics like this. It's the same thing as what happened to League. That's why we got Arcane. How can you make such great cinematics and then just be like, you know what, like actually we don't really need a TV show. Like why would we even need a TV show? Like who would make a TV show? Like do you want money or do you not want money? Like I would pay to just watch that shit, okay? Even though I do not pay for Netflix, my sister does. But putting that to the side, the thing is just that was a blissful experience. I love Valorant. I loved the cinema. No, okay, no, I don't love Valorant. I loved the Valorant cinematic. I find Valorant is interesting, but I'm just too shit at shooters, which is why I don't like play it at all. I used to play it, but I'm trash. So why should I play some? I don't like playing something if I'm not able to be like competitive to a specific level. League of Legends is the exception because that is my slow rise to become a faker. Okay, trust the process. Project Mbappe, trust the process, bro. But yeah, so that's that. Also, another thing that I realized this is has nothing to do with the Valorant cinematic again. I'm still working on my transitions, okay? But one thing that I did realize this week was a specific course that I attend. The exam is pretty soon. And what type of course am I talking about? It's my Korean course. So it's time for Korean Learning Language Chronicles. Yeah, so learning Korean. I mean, why do I learn Korean? Well, I find the language interesting. I've been listening to K-pop for 11 years, and I finally want to understand the fucking lyrics. Now, putting that aside, yeah, I mean, I've been learning it off and on using Duolingo, but after the app went to shit and all the other jazz, I kind of really stopped. But the thing is that I was waiting for, me to switch my actual major, and I didn't really have anything that I wanted to still do because I did already pay for the semester. So I was like, okay, you pay for a semester that you don't actually want to be in, so use the time to do something else. And I found a Korean course and I joined, and it's been a blast. Now, the only thing that I realized was through Duolingo, through all these other apps and so on, I learned a lot of vocabulary, but I never really got to use it. Like, speaking was my biggest problem. And that course really humbled me because there were people in this course that didn't have the same vocabulary that I did, but they were better at speaking. That humbled me a lot. And that's why, okay, that is why I decided to try my best and to really beat the game, be really good. And I probably, seemed a little bit annoying to a couple of the people in my course. I do not care. I just had to show that I can really do this. Now, the only thing that is now problematic is, like I said, at the end of this month, okay, I didn't really say, but at the end of this month, the oral exam is happening. And I'm scared because making sentences, who said that? Who said that? Like, in the course, like, okay, yeah, I can do that. Oh, I have enough time to think about it. But an oral exam, and what's today? I think it's like the 11th or something like that. Like, in that short amount of time. Yay! I definitely want I feel confident enough. Definitely. Nah, I mean, give me a second. My teacher, or our teacher, she like tested us, right? She gave us different sheets of paper and she was like, okay, to this specific thing, like verbs or nouns or stuff like that, like write down all of the words you know, right? And not gonna lie, I went blank every single time. I went blank every single time, right? And I did not like that. Okay, I did not like the feeling of going blank every single time because I was like, how can I do this if I go blank, right? Like my mind just goes blank, and sometimes I just forgot words that are so simple, like walking or eating or something like that, but I wrote down words that are hella complicated because I thought to myself, oh, let's start with complicated words because that's the best way to memorize shit. Well, no, that's not. That is not it. So yeah, as an update to my course, I'm just saying that we're now rehearsing and practicing for said oral exam, and I hope that I will manage to do it. Oh yeah, and speaking about Korea, let's shortly talk about K-pop and this small little JB radio. Now, a song that I've been really listening to lately was Little Miss by Girl Set. I know, I said K-pop and then I'm talking about like a Western group made from a K-pop company. It is what it is, but like watched the show, when they were made. I also heard about all of the members leaving and all of the other shit that happened. But one thing I can tell you is that Girl Set is great. The song is bomb, and just listen to it because I will be listening to it for at least a couple of months. Nice. Moving away from all of that, let's move back to Riot Games, okay? And let's talk about the main thing that I actually kind of wanted to talk about today, apart from all of the stuff that happened in my week, because this thing really has me raving, okay? And this thing is the newest League cinematic, okay? It's called Salvation. Now, first and foremost, sadly, it is not made by Fortiche. No shade to any any company making cinematics for League because usually they are fire except for that one. But I really loved Fortiche's style. I just believe that it works perfectly for something like the League IP. And in my eyes, Fortiche should just keep making Riot stuff. Like, I know that they themselves don't want to be put into the small box of just being for the video game company, even though Riot is hardly a video game company, more like a movie company. But hey, I do understand why Fortiche doesn't want to constantly do this. I know they're also working on their own things, so I guess we'll have to make do with another fire cinematic. Now, the cinematic itself, I don't have any like reaction recorder or anything like that, but I was mouth agape the whole time. I love the song. The song is fire. The song is good. I mean, the songs are always good. It's Riot Games, obviously. But the storylines were also nice because from all of the stuff that happened last season, last year, from Ionia, we're now moving over to Demacia, right? And one thing that I found really cool is that they're connecting both seasons with the fact of Yunara being in the cinematic. And I find it so funny, like I literally find it funny that like almost everybody saw this person on a horse and they were like, yeah, that's Lux. That's Lux or Cytherea. That is Lux or Cytherea. There's no other way that that is somebody else but Lux and Cytherea. And every single time they saw Yunara, they're like, what? Yunara? Yunara, how did you make it in here? Yunara? I did not expect Yunara. Why did Yunara show up? Can this hood stop falling down? I'm getting mad at this point. But hey, Yunara showed up. It makes sense, okay? But it is what it is. Now, the other thing is that I do have to say, like, some of the faces did seem a little bit uncanny to me. I don't know why, because usually these cinematics are not, they don't have this like uncanny feeling. I think it's just this time, but let's just start with like, if I were to like rank the shots, the Yunara shots are at the bottom because like it's just her riding on a horse running away from people, and it has like, it doesn't really do anything. Then the second part would be Garen and his group of soldiers, because for some reason they decided to practice fight in the woods, and he got ambushed by probably Swain's people. I think it's Swain's people. I watched Necrit's video and so on, but I do think it is Swain's assassins trying to get rid of Garen and his people. But hey, we all know he ended up coming out the water like, I was about to say something wild, but I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it, okay? But he came out the water with vengeance. And he beat the heck out of all of them. He beat the heck out of them. And I'm all here for it, because like they really deserved it. And also the fact that he killed 4 for their 4, because I don't believe that he didn't kill the last one to send a message. I'm pretty sure it's either he killed 4 because they killed 4, or yeah, it's probably that, okay? That one. And then for me, actually, never mind. The Garen one is above the Sona scenes. I don't really have any crazy feelings to the Sona scenes. Like the things that I find nice were like how they showed Nocturne. I'm pretty sure that was Nocturne. You know, like with the cloud catching and snatching all those people. That one kid, by the way, like that kid, like there was a scene where like a kid was just standing there waiting for the mist to grab him, and then Sona like used her ult to save him at the end. Like, not for that stupid ass kid. That kid was just standing there. Like, what are you doing just standing there? Everybody's running. Everybody, including your mom probably. Including your mom probably. But all you do is turn, so is stand there so you can turn dramatically and make Sona feel shit. Like, little boy, why? Like, why? Just run. Just use your natural human instinct and run. When you see problems, run. When you see danger, run. When you see money, run to it. That's how you do it. Those are your normal primal instincts, okay? Not just standing there and then turning before being taken away. Like, no, okay? That's not how we be doing this, little boy. That's not how we be doing this. But for me, the favorite scenes were the Shyvana and Quinn scenes. Number 1, Shyvana rework. She looks fire. Now she doesn't just look like a regular girl in a dragon cosplay, but she actually looks like a dragon woman. Obviously, the League model is a little bit more of a, less detailed version than the one in the cinematic, but I will not be mad about that. She finally looks like a dragon, not like a naked mole rat, but that's not even all. The fight with the other dragon, fire. Then Quinn showing up, fire. I mean, Quinn obviously showing up was like great, because like Quinn usually doesn't get like any screen time. She doesn't get any love, and even I forget that Quinn doesn't exist. No, that Quinn does exist. She just doesn't exist because people just don't know she exists. But now she quote unquote canonically exists finally, because they actually remembered that she existed. That whole fight scene was pretty cool, looked nice. It was kind of stupid how Quinn tried to use her crossbow to hurt the dragon, like as if those toothpicks were going to do anything against some great drake. But hey, at least they were able to seal the dragon in the cave and get away. So they did what they needed to do. Now, another thing, obviously, that the cinematic did great, no Lux, okay? It was too predictable to have a Lux in there, okay? And I'm so happy that she didn't show up, because it was a surprise. Everybody was looking for Lux. She didn't end up being there. Like, the only person that people were looking for more than Lux was Cytherea. Though I still believe that Cytherea is probably going to show up at the end of the season. I do think Cythria's either going to show up at the end of the season or like in the middle of the season. Whenever the new champion shows up, Demacian champion, I believe it's going to be Cythria. If not, then blame Necrit because he's the guy that put that idea in my brain. Okay, he's the guy that put that idea in my brain that Cythria is gonna be the next champ, right? But that's on him. That is on him, not on me. But I'm happy that Lux wasn't the actual champion this time to show up. Like all these other times. I mean, the whole story with Mage Seeker hasn't started yet. That's another thing, but we'll get to that. And then obviously, I also do like the scene of Jarvan using his ult, like crashing an actual Silverwing. I don't know if that is like animal cruelty if you just like crash a Silverwing into the floor. I mean, I hope that he jumped, but as if you look at the scene, he literally dive bombed. He like kamikazed the Silverwing. Like, yes, the Silverwing looks fine, but you know, people also sometimes look fine even though they're abused. So I don't really know if that is animal abuse for the Silverwing to be like dive bombed down. But then again, I don't really know if they care about magical creatures because it's Demacia and they're racist against magic. But you know, him getting the spear from Yunara and then the bells tolling in the random ass city because that was not the city of Demacia. I believe that was not the city of Demacia. Now, moving on to the lore, okay? What I believe, and also from all the stuff that I've heard from Necrit and so on, we are probably shortly, or like maybe a couple of years, or maybe just before, like even if you're going to use like any type of time to put it into perspective, we are before Mage Rebellion, before Silas is supposed to be executed Demacia. And also on top of that, the thing that also kind of helps is that the new mini game is Young Lux. And the Lux that Silas sees is a little bit older. You know, the Lux that he tricks into, you know, touching him. I should have thought before I said that sentence. The Lux that he fooled into stealing her magic to not re-steal, but to get her magic to, you know, escape and start the whole Mage Rebellion and all that jazz. I don't believe that that is already happened or is happening right now. I believe that it might happen like at the end of the year, right? Like we're gonna get like a retelling of how all of that happened. And one thing that makes me really happy is Xin Zhao's story, which is why Yunara being in the cinematic is important and not just redundant, okay? I believe that they fixed Xin Zhao's story because Xin Zhao's story didn't make sense. Like everything made sense until he went to Demacia and vowed to kill himself when Jarvan III dies. We all know that Jarvan III died, but why the heck was Xin Zhao still alive? Like, you cannot tell me a person of Xin Zhao's caliber says, oh, I will kill myself if you die and I'm not able to protect you. And then he dies and then he's like, okay, actually, you know, me saying this whole thing with like unaliving myself, actually, I don't really think I'm gonna do that anymore. I just kind of turn a new leaf. It's not really in my prospects to kill myself anymore. It's not really. It's no, like Xin Zhao does not say that, right? Xin Zhao would go ahead and do it. But the thing is that Riot Games, after killing Gangplank, didn't want to kill any more characters because they kind of said that if we kill somebody, they are disabled. That is another bad sentence. They're disabled in game. Bro, finish your sentences, please. But since they released Ambessa, who is dead canonically, they opened the floodgates and they were like, okay, now we have to fix Xin Zhao because how the heck can we have this guy not just randomly commit seppuku, okay? Like how can we have him die in a more meaningful way? Maybe by turning him into a handsome Squidward called Zahen, who is not a bird. That was probably their idea of how they should do it. And now that Xin Zhao is dead, the whole Mage Rebellion thing can happen, Jarvan III can die, and Xin Zhao doesn't have to honorably kill himself because he's already dead. Obviously, I also do think, like, how did Yunara just dip on Zahen? She was like, oh, Zahen, haven't seen you in ages. Bye. I actually got to go deliver a message to someone that their uncle kind of died. Uncle being Xin Zhao, because Xin Zhao is like almost like Jarvan's uncle because he raised him and he taught him almost everything when it comes to fighting and so on. So Jarvan IV will definitely be hella sad when he hears that Xin Zhao is dead, right? But obviously the whole thing, like Yunara, why are you not with Zahen? Like what the heck are you doing? Like you should be with Zahen. Obviously, she should probably be with Sahan, but she also has to hand out the message. So that's just what I'm saying. I'm really stoked for the season. I'm really stoked for the story. I'm really stoked for the story and for everything that's gonna come. And I really don't have anything else to say. Otherwise, I'll probably just keep yapping even further. So here, I will say my goodbyes to you guys and to like two guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, next week, and I hope I actually start editing instantly. Otherwise, I'm also gonna have to do this very quickly, like the last one. So, bye.